right, did you hear about this? A Democrat whistleblower has told the FBI that then Congressman Adam Schiff approved leaking classified information in order to discredit President Trump, and the White House is giving its first reaction.
The president has already said he wants to see Adam Schiff held accountable for the countless lies he told the American people in relation to the Russiagate scandal. I have a quote from the FBI director. For years, certain officials used their positions to selectively leak classified information to shape political narratives. It was all done with one purpose: to weaponize intelligence and law enforcement for political gain. Those abuses eroded public trust in our institutions. The FBI will now lead the charge with our partners at DOJ and Congress.
Iowa Congresswoman Mariannette Miller-Meeks joins me now to react. Congresswoman, good morning to you. If true, how serious of an offense is this, and what can be done?
Of course, this program was never buying it, and we did not buy into Schiff's claims. I spoke with current CIA Director John Ratcliffe, then Congressman on the Judiciary Committee, many times over the last 10 years. Here's a conversation on Sunday Morning Futures back from 2019. Watch this.
The Democrats have made the mistake of staking the credibility of all this on Adam Schiff. The person that they put in charge of this investigation turns out is the one that helped start it by meeting with a person who walked out of Adam Schiff's office and became the whistleblower. And at the very same time that that's happening, as you mentioned, now there's an Inspector General report that comes out that says during the last impeachment hoax, the Trump-Russia one, Adam Schiff repeatedly made false statements to the American people about the FBI's actions.
You know, Adam Schiff was certainly out and about a lot throughout the last 3 years saying that there is collusion in plain sight. And now we get the IG report and we actually see the misconduct and what they call errors, fraud, whatever you want to call it. What is your reaction to what you learned from Michael Horowitz?
It wasn't just that Adam Schiff was out and about. He put out a report that said there was no FISA abuse by the FBI. That was false. He said that the FBI didn't fail to turn over exculpatory information. That was false. He said that the Steele dossier was not a central part of the FISA applications against Carter Page. That was false.
All along, John Ratcliffe and Devin Nunes knew what Schiff was doing. When asked to comment, Schiff's office said this: Kash Patel's latest smear against Senator Schiff is absolutely and categorically false. These baseless smears are based on allegations that were found to be not reliable, not credible, and unsubstantiated from a disgruntled former staffer.
Adam Schiff is now facing potential criminal arrest. There is a criminal investigation that has been confirmed. The U.S. Attorney's Office out of Maryland is actually investigating Schiff for alleged mortgage fraud. Shifty Schiff, you know, he got the name for a reason, apparently, right? So this is a report from...
Is it me, or is Adam Schiff getting really, really nervous? You see, there's that mortgage fraud allegation that could be kind of a problem for him. And then there's everything that Tulsi just uncovered. He decided to do a little impromptu social media thing, and he sounds scared.
So I literally just got off the plane and, of course, read all the clips about what just took place in the Oval Office. I can't think of a more shameful display by a president of the United States in my lifetime. And when I think about all that the greatest generation did, the values that it fought for, when I think of what the country has stood for since.
I'm sorry, buddy, but did you read the 114 pages declassified by Tulsi Gabbard? That tells you everything you need to know. And you know what? The shame is on you. And the shame is on the Obama administration. Unacceptable. There's going to be penalties to pay. Is it me?
Hey, everybody. Welcome back. It's me again, Kevin. Welcome back to the channel. Do me a favor, hit that like button and subscribe. Drop a comment and make sure your comment includes at least 7 words so that we can get this video pushed through the algorithm and get it to reach, get thrown out there, make this video go viral, because that's exactly what they don't want to happen. And if you are interested in saving money, specifically on your Medicare, then make sure you give our friends at Chapter a call. And I want you guys to really, really pay attention here, because it's come to my attention that most seniors are not on the best Medicare plan. They're either overpaying for the same coverage they could get elsewhere, or they don't have the coverage they need in an emergency. Chapter can review your options in under 20 minutes. It's fast, it's simple, it's easy, and it's free. If you're already on the best possible plan, they'll tell you they're unbiased and they're purely here to help folks, seniors, save money on healthcare, on average $1,100. And if you're not on the right plan, they'll help you switch, even if it's to a plan that pays them nothing. Again, unbiased, folks. This is unique and unlike any other Medicare provider out there. And this is exactly why we love Chapter so much, because they're literally just trying to help people. Chapter works for you, not big insurance or the government. And there's no pressure, just honest, free advice from professionals who know Medicare inside and out.
Now, Ashley Davis, the whistleblower claims this all started because Adam Schiff assumed he was going to be the director of the CIA in a Hillary Clinton administration. Of course, President Trump won and those dreams were dashed. But how could Adam Schiff deny this when we have it on tape?
Well, it certainly is very serious, and Shifty Adam Schiff is justifying his name that he was given. Leaking classified information, as you know, is a serious offense, and it will be up to the Oversight Committee, Judiciary Committee, in order to handle this. But this is a very serious allegation. I've asked for Senator Schiff to resign. He should resign immediately.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about Adam Schiff. Let's talk about Adam Schiff, the California senator who's built a career pointing fingers at President Trump while hiding his own dirty laundry. New allegations have surfaced that Schiff has been caught in a web of potential mortgage fraud, serious accusations that demand accountability. As patriots who believe in equal justice under the law, we cannot let this slide. Schiff must resign, and here's why. According to a criminal referral from the Federal Housing Finance Agency, FHFA, to the Department of Justice in May of this year, Adam Schiff is accused of falsifying mortgage documents over a 16-year period from 2003 to 2019 to secure better loan terms on a Maryland property. And Schiff allegedly claimed this Potomac, Maryland home as his primary residence on multiple mortgage applications, while simultaneously claiming a California condo as his primary residence to snag a homeowner's tax exemption. Federal law is clear. You can only have one primary residence. By playing fast and loose with the rules, Schiff may have pocketed lower interest rates and tax benefits he wasn't entitled to, costing taxpayers and banks. This isn't a one-time mistake. The FHFA's referral points to a sustained pattern of possible occupancy misrepresentation across multiple refinances, only corrected in 2020 when Schiff redesignated the Maryland property as a second home. Folks, this smells like a calculated scheme to game the system for personal gain. Exactly the kind of hypocrisy we've come to expect from those like Schiff, the left, these liberal Democrats. Now, Schiff's alleged actions aren't just a personal failing, they're a betrayal of public trust. As a senator, he's supposed to uphold the law, not bend it for his own benefit. And this is the same man who led the charge against President Trump, pushing unproven Russia collusion claims and spearheading the 2020 impeachment circus, all while preaching that no one is above the law. If Schiff committed fraud, as the FHFA alleges, he's a walking contradiction, a politician who demands accountability from others but dodges it himself. For years, Schiff has painted himself as a champion of integrity, but these allegations expose a double standard. If he's willing to mislead banks and skirt federal regulations for financial gain, how can we trust him to represent us honestly in the Senate? Patriots, please sound off in the comments section and let me know you can hear me. We've seen what happens when the left gets a pass. Rules for thee, but not for me. Schiff's resignation is the only way to show that no one, not even a high-profile Democrat such as himself, is above accountability. He needs to step down now, before the stench of this scandal further erodes trust in our government. If these allegations hold up, Schiff could face serious legal consequences, and the FHFA's referral suggests potential violations of federal laws, including wire fraud, mail fraud, bank fraud, and making false statements to financial institutions. These are not trivial charges. Convictions for such crimes can carry hefty fines and even prison time. For example, wire fraud and bank fraud can each result in up to 7 years in prison and fines up to $250,000 per count under federal law. Additionally, Maryland's statute of limitations on mortgage fraud starts upon discovery, meaning Schiff's actions as recent as 2019 could still be prosecutable. And the U.S. Attorney's Office in Maryland is reportedly investigating with a grand jury seated to examine the evidence. And if Schiff is found guilty, he won't just face legal penalties. He'll face the court of public opinion as well. The American people, especially those of us who support President Trump and are fed up with elites who think that they can skirt the law without consequence. Remember, this is the same system that went after Trump over property valuations. Schiff shouldn't get a free pass for allegedly lying about his homes to shave his mortgage rates. So folks, this isn't just about Adam Schiff. It's about a system that too often protects the powerful while targeting those who challenge the status quo, like President Trump. Schiff's alleged fraud is a symptom of a deeper problem. Career politicians who think they're untouchable. We've watched Schiff and his allies weaponize their positions to attack Trump, yet now he's the one under the microscope. Yeah, funny how that works out. The irony is rich, but the stakes are serious. The consequences can be real. And if Schiff is guilty, he must face the same scrutiny he's demanded of others. It's time to hold Adam Schiff accountable. Shifty Shift. Demand his resignation. Call his office. Share this story and let your voice be heard. Share this everywhere, folks. If the evidence proves he broke the law, he must face the full weight of justice, just like any of us would have to. No pardons, no excuses, no double standards. Let's send a message that in America, the rule of law applies to everyone, even Adam Schiff. Thank you, guys. And let's keep fighting for the truth, justice, and a government who serves we the people.
He being at the time either the chairman of the intelligence community or later the ranking member of the intelligence committee in the House. He's over there on Chuck Todd and all these other Sunday shows saying that collusion between Trump and Russia is in plain sight. How do you deny that after you said that with the role as chairman of intelligence committee?
Well, first of all, I think that I'm so happy this is finally coming out and we actually have proof. And the number one thing that I think is different this time is the fact that the 302 report is now unclassified. And so Congress does have the information and the proof to back it up. There's two people I want us to watch over the next several months that can make Senator Schiff's life very, very difficult. Jim Jordan, Judiciary Committee Chair in the House, Chuck Grassley, Senate Judiciary Chair. They can report both him to the Ethics Committee in the Senate to get some sort of repercussions done of what has happened. Obviously, we have the FBI and the DOJ as well that can be helpful. But those are the two that I'm really watching that are outside the box.
Yeah, I mean, look, this had so much impact. This ripped our country apart. Adam, put what they did to me aside, the fact that I got slammed for pursuing the truth, and I would not abandon my principles because I knew this was a lie and I kept saying it on air. Put that aside, the way that they attacked so many people if you didn't go along with the herds of saying that Trump did something wrong. What about the fact that it put a sitting president on defense? Every time he went anywhere, he had to say, I did not collude. What about the fact that it put his administration in jeopardy because so many people weren't sure if he did something wrong and they didn't want to join the administration? What about the rest of the world who looked at this and said, wow, did Donald Trump cheat and gain the election through collusion with Russia? I mean,
well, a Democrat staffer is the whistleblower. He was a Democrat staffer on the House Intel Committee for 12 years. And on top of claiming that Adam Schiff approved leaking classified information, this person also said ranking member Schiff was particularly upset as he had believed he would have been appointed as the director of the CIA had candidate Hillary Clinton won the election. What do you make of those details?
Well, remember that we were upset with Adam Schiff being put on Intel and kept on Intel. We thought he should have left Intel, been off of Intel when this was suspected earlier before, when also suspected that he was lying about classified information. So this is a serious charge. He needs to be held accountable, but people need to call for his resignation. And I think members of Congress, at least on the Republican side, are asking for him to step down.
How will the investigation into this play out?
There are so many elements that this made-up story from the Hillary Clinton campaign generated.
Well, it put an entire cloud over this entire country. And that's just not right, Maria. That's not the way it works. And thank goodness all of this is finally coming out. But imagine someone so desperate for power, so politically motivated that in this case he, or certainly a she, but in this case he, Adam Schiff, would actually twist and contort the truth and come up with lies and tell us he had evidence that we were going to be amazed by if he's finally allowed to bring it to light. Well, he didn't bring it to light because there was nothing. It was all lies and made up. And thank goodness it's finally coming to light and people are stepping forward. It's just, it's time to be rid of this guy.
Yeah, and there might be much worse, egregious activity here beyond just lies. There could be criminality, and we are watching Pam Bondi to see what she does next. It is in the Attorney General's hands to see if we will have accountability after 10 years of these attacks on President Trump.
I think what you'll see is even though we are on our August work period in our districts, you'll start to see that Judiciary and the Oversight Committee will start making, proposals that he be brought in to give testimony in front of the House, to be a witness. They'll start investigations, and they may issue subpoenas.
And do you remember during Pam Bondi's Senate confirmation hearing and Adam Schiff interrogating her and pressing her about political retribution or weaponization of the justice or legal system? And he was sweating bullets. He knew he was done and finished. He knew he fucked up. And he knew probably then he probably should have stepped down, but he also knew that he couldn't, because then he would be left wide open and vulnerable. He pushed for this auto pin pardon to try to cover his tracks. And now he's going to try to take out whoever he can while he's still in office. But his days are numbered, folks. We're about to see an outcome, a twist here between Adam Schiff and Letitia James and some of the most corrupt and hypocritical faces out there finally getting what they deserve. Finally.
They may wait until we're back in, but those plans are ongoing now.
I don't have any special powers. I wish I did.
Can you also talk about where you stand on hiring prosecutors and judges?
I am. I am. I'm not going to bore you with the facts. Don't quote me on that. That was off the record. I can only hire during certain periods once there's been an ad or some kind of posting, and then I can hire. Okay, I'm doing it. I'm doing the best I can. The president has given me the permission to hire. This is an office that has been neglected. And I'll say it publicly. It's been neglected. With people signing contracts, they didn't know what they were signing. All right, it just kind of ran on its own. Not anymore. This is an office where nobody seemed to care that we were down 90 lawyers, 60 investigators, and paralegals. I do. And so my effort is to get people who want to work in the nation's capital, who want to work in the largest United States Attorney's office in the country, and the best office. Because we're not just federal prosecutors, we're local prosecutors. We get down and dirty on street crime. And that is what really motivates a lot of my prosecutors.
You just walk